Good morning. Today we're going to learn about complex numbers and imaginary numbers. Jehudi, I told you to go sit over there while I'm doing the lesson. No, but you're going to learn about imaginary signs. No, Jehudi, imaginary numbers, not imaginary signs. Oh, come on, I want to do a lesson with you, please, please. Okay, but you're going to have to calm down, or Daddy's going to make you go sit over there in the vertex. Oh, you're no fun. Okay, but you can do a little bit with me if you behave yourself. You know I will. Okay, whatever. All right, let's start with this concept about square roots. All right, if you know this, the square root of 9 is what is the same number you can multiply to get 9? I know. Okay, Jehudi, what is it? It's 3. Yes, okay. So what if you have the square root of -1? Are there any two numbers that match that equal that? I know. -1. Yeah, well, if you multiply -1 times -1, you equal +1. So that doesn't work. In fact, there are no two numbers you can multiply that match that equal -1. Okay, so in the past, you probably said that there is no real solution to this problem. But there actually is a solution to the problem. It's called an imaginary number. Ooh, imagination. All right, in math, we have a symbol for this, is the lowercase letter I. It can be cursive or print. I'm going to start just with cursive. All right, this I, the imaginary number. Oh, what did I do? Okay, quit touching that. The imaginary number stands for the square root of -1. We just represent that with the letter I. Okay, I know you're excited, Jehudi. That's my class number. Okay, that's great. Now, I've got a couple of other things to show you real quick. Ooh, is it a cactus? No, Jehudi, calm down, okay? I'm not going to tell you again. All right. I squared is the same as I times I. That would be the square root of -1 times the square root of -1. Whenever you multiply two square roots together and they match, whatever is matching on the inside comes out of it. So I squared is equal to -1. So these are the two main things you'll need to know, that I is equal to the square root of -1, and I squared is -1. Now I want to show you a couple of others because we'll get to them eventually. I to the third can be broken up into I squared times I. Well, I squared is -1. So that's -1 times I, or -I. And then the last one, I to the fourth, can be broken up into I squared times I squared. Well, we just learned that I squared equals -1. So this is the same as -1 times -1. And so, Jehudi, what does that equal? Chicken! No, it equals 1. And once you know those four, then you can deal with any imaginary number in the world because this pattern continues. I to the fifth is the same as I to the first, because you could take out I to the fourth, which equals 1, because this is I to the fourth times I. I to the fourth does equal 1, so we're just left with 1 times I, or letter I. I to the sixth is the same as I squared. I to the seventh is the same as I cubed. I to the eighth is the same as I fourth, and this continues on, 9, 10, 11, 12, going straight down. Now remember, the two main ones that you need to know are I is the square root of -1, and that I squared equals -1. We're going to use that a bunch. Oh, can I erase it? Yes, you can erase it. Jehudi, stop. Do this, click that, circle all of it, and then Cut it out. No, you cut it out. Don't sass me again. You remember what happened yesterday? Yeah, it hurt. Okay, let's go on to some of our problems that we're doing today. We can do mathematical operations with all of these. Surgery, surgery, surgery. Okay, no, we're not doing surgery. We're just doing math on it. Okay, let's start with this problem right here. Minus 6 minus 4i. You're not writing in cursive. We don't have to write in cursive, okay? Plus minus 2 minus 3i. Okay. Can I solve it? Yes. Shazam! Jehudi, that doesn't work. You actually have to do the problems. You can't just hope that the answer will magically appear. Oh. All right, so here's what we do on this. We're going to combine matching terms. All right. Now, I'm going to do an in-between step that you won't always have to write. We can take off these parentheses. This is going to be minus 6 minus 2. And then for the second part, it's minus 4i minus 3i. The plus just means we're combining all of that. Okay, so minus 6 minus 2 is minus 8. And minus 4i minus 3i is minus 7i. We treat I just like a variable. You mean we don't have to change it to the square root of negative 1? No, that I shows us that is the square root of negative 1. Now this thing right here, no, I'm sorry, please, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, this thing right here is called a complex number. Ooh, that's like my brain. Yeah, I agree with that. Why do I have so many complexes? We'll talk about that later, Jehudi, okay? All right, a complex number is a real number, like negative 8, attached to a complex number or an imaginary number like negative 7i. When we do this, we always put the real number first, whether it's positive or negative, and then put the imaginary portion of it at the end. Okay, so now that we know that, we can solve another type of problem. We're going to do a subtraction one this time. 6 plus 9i minus 5, or negative 5, minus 8i. Remember, we're treating the i's like variables. Okay, the first thing we want to do is we want to take this minus sign in front of the parentheses, change it to a plus, and change all the signs inside of it. Now, instead of subtracting, we can treat this like an adding problem. So we're going to add 6 plus 5. Oh, I know. Okay, Jehudi, what is it? 11. Yo, 11. Okay, we're not gambling, Jehudi. Okay, the next one. 9i plus 8i is 98i. Jehudi. Okay, it's 17i. Yeah, it's 17i. 9i plus 8i is 17i. Now, is there anything else we have to do to that? Erase it. Yeah, we have to erase it. That is the correct answer. There's no other way we can simplify it. Okay, Jehudi, get rid of it. Cut. Uh-oh. Yep. Okay, Daddy. You better be lucky you're cute. I'm precious. Okay, we're going to learn how to multiply these things. All right, 4 plus 4i times minus 6 minus 3i. Now we're going to use a method called FOIL. FOIL! Fencing. No, not like fencing. This stands for front, outside, inside, last. Now I'm going to write some in-between steps. Some of you will already know how to use this, but just in case you do, I'm going to show everybody how we do this. Okay, for the first one, we're going to multiply the front two terms, 4 and negative 6. Now I'm going to write that out, even though you may not have to. Okay, the second part is going to be the outside terms. That's going to be 4 and minus 3i. So we're going to put it together with 4 times minus 3i. And I'm going to see if I can change colors, but I'm not. Oh, I can. All right, so for the I, or the inside, we're going to multiply the 4i and the minus 6. So that's what this is going to look like, 4 times minus 6. And then for our last one, purple. Okay, we'll use purple. We're going to do the last two terms, the 4i and the minus 3i. So times 4i and minus 3i. I want to make sure I'm getting... Is this sloppy? Yeah, it is a little bit. Let's fix that. There we go. Minus 3i. Okay, I think I've got everything. Oh, I know what I'm left out. On this one over here, this should be 4i. Okay, now we've got that fixed. You messed up. I mess up all the time, and so do you. I'm perfect. No, you're not. Okay, let's multiply this all out. Okay, 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. 4 times negative 3i is negative 12i. 4i times negative 6 is negative 24i. And 4i times negative 3i is negative 12i squared. That looks messy. Yeah, but we're going to fix it right here. Now, do you see any matching terms that we can combine? I do. Okay, we can combine this, the i's. Okay, so now I've got minus 24. Minus 12 and minus 24 make minus 36, so that's minus 36i. And I want to show you this. I squared, do you remember what I squared equals? It equals negative 1. So this is the same as 12 times negative 1, which means it's positive 12. All right, the last thing we can combine is this negative 24 and this positive 12, which equals negative 12. So we have negative 12 minus 36i. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, all right, that's good. Very good. All right, we got several more problems to work on, so we're going to have to get busy with it. Getting jiggy with it, na 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 na. Getting jiggy with it, na 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 na. Getting jiggy with it. Jehudi, I know you like the not. Oh, let's get to the next one. Okay, we'll do the next one. All right, let's do this one. Negative 4 plus 4i times 4 minus 4i. Okay, Jehudi, do you want to try this? Sure. Flip it! All right, front, outside, inside, left. Okay, the front is minus 4 times 4, that's minus 16. The outside is minus 4 and minus 4i, so that's positive 16i. The inside is 4i times 4, that's plus 16i. And the last is 4i and minus 4i, and that's minus 16i squared. Bazinga! I'm done. I'm going away. Okay, no, you're not done. You can simplify this. All right, so we can combine the middle terms right here. So it gives us 16. Positive 16i equals 32i. And then for this, I've got minus 16 times I squared, which is negative 1, and that equals positive 16. Well, look what happens here. When I need to combine negative 16 and positive 16, that equals 0. So all I'm left with is 32i, and that's the final answer. You have won $32,000. Okay, we're not on Millionaire, Jehudi. Okay, can you erase the... Erase. I'll get it. Okay, good. All right. The last thing, or almost the last thing that we've got to do is learn how to divide with them. I'm out of here. Okay, so we have 3 divided by 4i. We can't leave an I in the bottom. Is it like leaving an I in the soup?
That's disgusting.
All right, so to get the I out of the bottom, we've got to multiply the top and the bottom of the fraction by the same thing so that we'll give it an equivalent fraction. All right, the way to get rid of I is to figure out how to make it I squared. Well, the way to do that is by multiplying it by I. That will make the I an I squared on the bottom. Now, we don't care if an I is on the top, so we're just going to go with that. All right, so let's multiply this out. 3 times I is 3I. 4 times I is 4I squared. And Jehudi, what do we know about I squared?
I's are round.
No, I squared equals something.
-1.
I equals -1. So this is the same as 4 times -1, which would be,
oh, I know it, -4.
All right, so we get 3I over -4. Now, the way to clean this up is we bring the negative in front, and something we can also do is, since we just have a 3 and a 4, we can make that as a fraction and put it in front of the letter I. So you may see some choices that are similar to that on one of the problems, even though the numbers are different. Okay, now, if only it were always that easy, but it's not always that easy. But I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's get rid of all this. We've just got a couple of more examples up here. Okay, if we have a situation like this, 3 over 2 plus 4I. Now, if Jehudi was coming in here, he would try to multiply everything by I again. But the problem with that is it's going to still leave an I in the bottom. So we got to multiply by something different. We have to multiply by 2 minus 4I. All we're doing is changing the middle sign. We're not changing the front sign, just the middle sign. And whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. And I'll show you how this gets rid of it. Okay, let's start with the top. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times minus 4I is minus 12I. Okay, now let's do our foiling. The front is 2 times 2, that's 4. The outside is 2 times minus 4I, that's minus 8I. The inside is plus 4I times 2, that's plus 8I. And the back is 4I minus 4I, that is minus 16I squared.
Ooh, that's a mess.
Yeah, we're going to clean it up real quick. Negative 8I plus 8I cancels to 0. It goes away. Now watch this. The I squared over here is the same as -1. So now all we're left with is 4. Negative 16 times -1 is positive 16. And 4 plus 16 equals 20. So let's bring all of this over here. We have 6 minus 12I over 20. Now, there's one last thing we can do. Can you tell them?
Don't stop reducing. Fractions go as low as they can.
That's right. These can cancel out. They're all divisible by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And 20 divided by 2 is 10. So to make that nice and pretty, we're going to write it as 3 minus 6I over 10. And there's a way to split these up later on, but we're just going to leave it like this.
Yay!
All right, we have a couple more examples, hopefully not too many of them.
Make it big, make it big, make it big.
Okay.
I hope it gets rid of all of this, because it's criminy.
Okay, just erase it over there, it'll be fine.
Okay.
All right, we only have, let's see, how many more? All right, we're going to use a shortcut for this one.
Yeah, I love shortcuts.
All right, this one is minus 2 plus 10I.
Hey, Daddy-o.
Jehudi, Dad, I told you to stop calling me Daddy-o.
Okay, anyway. Dad-man, why do you have so many problems today?
Because this is complex.
I see what you did there, because it's complex numbers.
Okay, now what we're multiplying by, this what this is down here on the bottom with the middle sign changed has a name for it. It is called the conjugate.
Isn't that the type of visit you get in prison?
No, that's a different type of conjugate, okay?
Okay.
All right, remember, whatever you do to the bottom, you must do to the top.
I thought you said it was a shortcut. This looks long. And I didn't think you liked the long cut.
No, I don't dip anyway, all right? Calm down.
I'm going to make it stuff on you.
Jehudi, we're about to have a chat.
I don't like those chats. I don't ever get to talk. Just cry.
Okay, never mind. All right. Let's do the top. We can foil this. Negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. Negative 2 times 9i is negative 18i. 10i times negative 5 is negative 50i. And then 10i times 9i is positive 90i squared.
Good Lord have mercy.
The bottom, the shortcut to this when you do the conjugate is you square the front two numbers, making them positive. 5 squared is 25. And you square the back two numbers, ignoring the I. 9 times 9 is 81. It will always be plus. 25 plus 81 is 106, so that takes care of the bottom. This works anytime you multiply by the conjugate. The conjugate means you only change the middle sign, not the front sign. The top we're going to have to clean up. The I squared is negative 1, and negative 1 times 90 would make it negative 90.
Ooh. I see what we can do. We can put 10 minus 90 equals negative 80. And negative 18i minus 50i is negative 68i over 106. I'm done.
No, you're not.
Oh, dadgummit. We got to reduce it, don't we?
Yep, don't stop reducing. Oh, God. Oh, there it goes. All right, so we can divide all of these by 2. That makes negative 40. Negative 68i becomes negative 34i, because 68 divided by 2 is 34. 106 divided by 2 is 53. 53 is a prime number, and that means that we can stop. So the answer to this one is negative 40 minus 34i over 53.
Oh my gosh, are we done?
One more thing. Last one, I promise.
Good, I'm ready to go home.
3 minus 5i. If they are asking for something called the modulus means when it's multiplied by its conjugate. That would be 3 plus 5i. So to find the modulus of 3 minus 5i, you multiply by its conjugate, 3 plus 5i, and think about the shortcut we just did. Square the front two numbers. 3 squared is 9. Square the last two numbers. 5 plus 5 is 25. And then add them together. 9 plus 25 equals 34. And Bob's your uncle.
Bob is not my uncle. I don't have an uncle. You're a sad, lonely child.
I'm an only child, not a lonely child.
Whatever.
Okay. All right. Me and Jehudi are going to go chat about his manners, and I hope you have a good time or an easier time doing your work for today. If you have any questions, please email me, and have a great day.